following material may contain sex, coarse language, and violence.
It was described as sitting openly atop a tiny plinth. The slick, super smooth device rests. The plaque is underneath the device. It can be read if the device is picked up or dropped. If the device is picked up, it will be dropped and will activate. It will then break. The plaque reads, "This device is said to be able to break the nearest prisoner out of any kind of prison. It is not known how it activates. It was the creation of Dr. Destructo, it is said."
Slave?
Yes, Master.
Is the prisoner broken out of the
I
cell?
don't know how that would happen, Master. Would you like me to check?
Yes, please.
One moment, Master.
He's technology. Although I suppose it wouldn't matter if he gets out of the cell.
How did you know that had happened, Master? Truly, you are great, and your mental prowess...
Is he still in the base?
likely. I am afraid I can't detect him, Master.
Is there any path that he made his way out?
I do not know how he made an escape at all, Master.
Why?
Because I needed it to happen.
I mean, clearly it's the most contrived circumstances ever.
This actually is a real device.
Yeah.
No, but I mean just...
Why would you have it in the base?
Why is the plaque underneath it?
And why is it you can't see the plaque?
slippery
Well,
thing ever.
the thing it was the plaque was underneath it, so that when you got to it, it was like, oh, the plaque's underneath it, and you can't read it, so you pick it up, and then you drop it, and then...
Whoever put this in the vault should have put it in a box.
Yeah, I mean, that's obviously the thing, isn't it? Like, the no one is allowed to consider the proper ensconcement of things. You have no quests. Oh no, someone stole the atomic decompiler from its plinth in the museum. If we had a velvet rope around it, what more do you want?
I would argue that Slave was the closer prisoner, but...
I would argue that I'm the closest prisoner right now. So...
That's not good.
So anyway, the next thing.
But...
I wish we had time to deal with that, but we don't.
We don't. I'll have to notify Ultra Girl though.
Yeah, you do that.
Okay. I'll just be.
I mean, not now, but I mean...
No, I better now, because if he's going to go on a rampage, and at least I'll let Mr. X know. You guys carry on looking. I'll be back.
Be quick.
Okay.
Yes.
On his way out, he knocks over 3 more plinths.
God damn it, Sander!
The former prison arming device, which gives any recently released prisoner an array of extensive X-tier weaponry. The technology giver, which gives any recently released prisoner just random technologies that are useful against Soviet. And the tiniest Native American totem pole ever belonging to Grotrans. Obviously none of that happens, but some of it might exist. Okay, so those who are left, the next thing that you might find is the Replicoin.
What does it do?
A simple silver dollar is set on a plush cushion under a secured glass dome.
See?
Obviously we don't care any more about that, we'll move on.
Unless it says gamma radiation somewhere in its book.
No.
Yeah, I don't really care about the coin at this
Rocket
point.
pack.
Okay, sure, it might be...
This battered and dented rocket engine has a 1930s aesthetic and is lacking its control apparatus. 2 stubby wings protrude from its sides and it seems to have a leather harness.
Probably not what we're looking for, nor
I'm going to
usable.
keep reading just in case it mentions that it's powered by...
This engine is the prototype rocket engine developed by Howard Hughes for the United States. It was captured by German spies after its pilot was shot down. It was used as a blueprint for the rockets the Zeppelin troops used. This was recovered from the Führer Zeppelin.
Doesn't say what it powers it, or...
I'm assuming kerosene or wishes or pony farts. I don't know.
Okay, never mind then.
With an actual
Uber
jetpack.
Rocket's goggles.
Yes.
These black leather goggles have a red lens. The left one is cracked. And we don't care any further.
Not really.
A puzzle box.
Am I allowed to not care about this?
I am not going to make you care or not
Okay.
about anything.
It doesn't consume
It's a
me
wooden
or
box
something?
inlaid with gold and is sitting on a triangular displayed stand which holds it on an angle with the point up. It is sitting on top of a plinth with no covering or anything whatsoever.
I've only ever had terrible experiences with puzzle boxes in role-playing games, so I want to read the plaque.
The Lamarckand box. Lament configuration. This puzzle box was the center of a series of bizarre murders and disappearances. We never did open it, so we have no idea what lies within. It's just sitting, teetering on its very narrow plinth.
I think I'm good. I don't think I'm smart enough for puzzle boxes anyway.
World Pearl.
Well, I know what one of those is, so I'll skip that.
Trick shots guns. You don't care? Okay.
Trick shot?
I think there'll be radiation.
Pistols and holsters of trick shot under glass.
I'll give it a quick read.
The holster belt is full of bullets and tiny loops and is made of Gore-Tex. Twin guns appear similar at the look, but each is specifically balanced for each hand. Grips molded for his hands. There are no sights. They're 6 shooters. I can carry on for like about a paragraph here. If you
I
can.
think we're alright.
The Chicago typewriter.
Is it just a normal
It's a
Chicago?
submachine gun used by the grammarian.
I don't think that's what we're looking for.
That's the limits of what your check will tell you.
So there's in fact nothing here that's useful at all.
That we found.
I don't know. There are a couple of things I've mentioned that you might think might be useful.
Like the goggles.
But this is what you've seen so far. So you get to the cold room.
Yep. And I will, well, I'll bring Mr. X first.
Hello, yes.
I know you're busy with what's about to happen, but the bearer of bad news.
You've already failed.
Was it Havelock, isn't it? Or
Aravok.
Haravok's escaped.
Well, that's suboptimal.
That's what I was thinking.
There's not a lot we can do about it.
No, but I thought at least to be forewarned is to be forearmed.
Thank you for informing me.
Alright, I'll leave you to it because I'm guessing there's a few other missions going on. Right. Thank you. Sorry.
There you go, that wasn't so bad.
Yeah, yet. And I'll send Ultra Girl an email. Because
you know she ain't gonna get it.
I've got no other way of communicating with her.
Okay. You do that.
I mean, I do, but calling up to her saying, Ultra Girl, I need help. She's busy, so. I'll head back down to the vault.
Well, there's a couple of cool things in here, but nothing that seems like it emits this gamma radiation you speak of.
Something that emits, something they can see, something that can.
Well, I mean, there are those goggles, but I don't know what they can see. They were Uber rockets.
I'll go over and read the plaque on the Uber goggles.
Okay, let me scroll back down to them. Black leather goggles have a red lens. The left one is cracked. They were worn by Uber Rocket on the team's first encounter with him. While they were unable to defeat him, we were able to damage his rocket pack and rip the goggles off and thwart his plans.
It doesn't say whether you can or can't.
Could have just been goggles for when you're using a rocket pack.
Oh, are they? They're not hidden behind glass, just sitting on a plinth.
Yeah, they're just sitting there.
Try them on, see if.
They're a bit big.
Yeah,
There's no technology in them. They're just
goggles.
goggles.
That's right. Put them back down.
That would have been the time to occupy with the evil spirit of Ultra Girl's dad's ghost or something. I don't know.
The evil spirit of Ultra Girl's dad's ghost.
There's got to be something here. If you take the left, I'll take the right, and you take sorry. You take the left, you take the rear, and I'll take the right, and at least we'll cover each other's. Maybe there's something in the other areas that each of us may not have found interesting, but.
Sure, I think I see what you're saying. One man's garbage is another man's treasure kind of thing.
Yep.
Not a lot up the back. This club's taking up most of the space.
Right, on
23.
35 on the right.
Okay. We'll start at the left wall again. Who's got left?
28 on the left.
Okay, so there's secure lockers like a bank would have, and there's a collection of banners and flags. Do you care about any of that?
Probably not the banners and flags, but is there anything that lists what might be in the series of lockers?
No.
How many?
There's a number of them.
A number.
Yeah. It's deliberately vague.
Okay. I'll open up the first one that I pick.
Yeah, it's the one that you guys stored stuff in.
Okay.
You have the inventory of that? I don't.
Money.
I'll go through a couple and is it just like
It's been the most empty.
valuables? Mostly empty.
This is the area you guys could store your stuff.
Okay.
Like money.
Anything that I recognize in the flags or banners seem interesting.
There's a red banner, toilet at the bottom. There's a banner of the Army of Light, which is a white banner with gold stitching in the shape of a sword radiating light. There's the battle standard of the New South, burnt along one side and slightly foxed. No, you don't care about that? Okay, cabinets, armor, samurai armor of Imo-Dio, steering wheel of the Wavefinder, surfboard of King Kamehameha,
What is the Wavefinder?
a skyboat filled with pirates,
Oh, I remember.
Dr. Disheveled's lab coat.
We were rereading. It was just a lab coat.
Yeah, that's all it for the display cabinets. That's your wall. Who's got the back wall?
Right here.
Wings of Valkyrie. That's it.
I mean, I'll
big
read
club enough
everything
for us
that's
to-
on there because it's like, if that's all there is.
A pair of white silver rings attached to the wall. They seem to glow faintly with reflected light. The soaring heroine of the Netherlands, she would swoop down on villains and unleash rays of sunlight collected by her special solar-collecting wings. Despair at how little good heroism was doing led her to become a violent vigilante, and then villain. The Titan team encountered her whilst trying to apprehend Magman. These silvery wings were torn off her suit by Ultra Girl, grounding her for good. She and Magman became a couple years later and are now retired together in Norway with their children.
No.
Could be a long shot. We don't know how this thing. We know it absorbed solar radiation, but it could possibly be repurposed to absorb other radiation. So what happens if we took this to like Radon Canyon and infused it with or
Then
the
is
power
also-
plant or something?
Are the wings the emitter as well for the beam, or was that on the rest of the suit?
Well, we know it absorbs sunlight, and then the wings also shoot the.
Technology roll, gamer.
36.
You don't think you'd be able to reconfigure it to do all that in the 3 hours you have left?
I don't have time to try that. I've only got 3 hours to repurpose
Also,
it.
it would need to be reconfigured. We can't just assume that it would just absorb.
I'm saying that's his assumption.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm presuming that it could be made to do that at all.
Yeah.
I mean, for a start, it's built to absorb sunlight, so then you've got to change the emitters to absorb gamma radiation, so it's two different spectrums.
Okay.
And then there's the gamer sitting there going, and how do you absorb gamma radiation at all?
Yeah, that's the other side of it.
You tease Uber Rocket for a bit, hope he shoots you and you don't die, I don't know.
Been there, done that.
Megaton.
Megaton. I mean, you...
Right wall.
Yep.
Tomahawk, King's Tomahawk.
No.
Sword of Revealing Light.
It came up on the banner again, I think, but I don't think.
I'll read that one all the way.
Radiation sword.
Unless there's more to it than what you said to Ken.
There is more.
Right.
The Sword of Revealing Light. A classical uniform longsword, razor sharp with 3 topaz gems set into the crossguard. This sword was used by Testament, the Holy Crusader, a villain who judged people's sins and meted out the punishments he deemed appropriate. Usually death. Usually from stabbing. Usually by this sword. The Sword of Revealing Light would allow him to look through the gems and shine the light of truth on someone. He would then judge them based on the sins he saw. Foehammer defeated this criminal and took its sword, and used it briefly to reveal things he was looking for, before the distaste at the artifact caused him to rest it here.
Oh, this might work.
So it doesn't just work on people.
No.
Yeah, that was my initial thought, was that you could see things like
If you've
the
ever
rifts.
seen Thundercats, you just do that.
Yeah.
And you see things.
But then when it said it was on people specifically, I was like, okay, so it's not gonna see other things.
This might do it. I'll keep looking though.
Various guns of various criminals.
I'll look at the various guns of various criminals.
A case with various guns and some are bent and twisted. Still interested?
Yep.
These guns were used by a number of thugs and mafioso types we encountered early on. There is nothing special about any of them we have found, save that they are a variety of guns used by crooks, arranged in helpful chronological order.
Nah.
The pie tin of Dr. Clownian.
What does it do?
It's a circular pie tin, contains several microcircuits designed to help hit its target. Still interested?
Yeah.
And splatter the victim with cream. Sometimes shaving cream. Sometimes lemon meringue. Sometimes knockout foam. When we apprehended Dr. Clownian, we retrieved one of these tins.
Right.
Doom melon
Doom melon?
is a small melon just sort of sitting on a low plinth inside a cage.
In a cage.
I don't think that was there on the first.
No, it was not.
I'll
Well, it was there, but like...
read.
Created by someone called Dr. Death, this ordinary-looking Doom melon seems to have some plumbing and a clock attached to it for some reason. We have been unable to determine what makes this Doom melon a melon of doom, but it should be contained within this electrified cage in case it destroys something, perhaps.
Oh my god. At least it's not a death melon. And I'll say that out loud.
What?
What?
So, this is a doom melon
A surprisingly fresh-looking melon.
made
Hey, food.
by Dr. Death.
Oh, I see.
You see what I said?
Yes, I remember him.
The death jet and the death seed and the...
Dr. Death. It must have been a terrifying foe.
No,
No, he was a good guy.
he's a good guy. But
He's a mad scientist.
everything he makes is named...
He works with Mr. Smart.
He made a death seat, which was an ejection seat. It was
actually saved you from
it encapsulated you and saved you, but it was a death seat.
Do his products sell well?
No,
For some reason.
He needs... Someone in marketing needs
No,
to have a talk with that man.
we asked him about that, didn't we?
No, he invented it.
He can name anything he likes, and he decided. But that's why I said death melon, because it's doom melon. Sorry, carry on.
It's not much better name.
Rikage's beam sword.
I'll read that.
I have already read everything
Right.
that there is to read on that. The original Ultra Girl costume.
Read that.
Pretty cool, huh?
That's what it just says.
Yep. Nazi gold.
No.
Costumes and jewelry of Actrix.
Read that.
The Mistress of Disguise used these costume and prosthetic parts to become different people. The jewels are from her personal collection. We have not found their original owners. That's it for the wall.
Well, the only thing I've seen is the sword, but again, that still doesn't help us get into.
It just helps us potentially pinpoint them.
What does it say that the sword does?
It finds hidden things.
Could we use it to search around the vault?
Mystical weapon knowledge roll. Spiritual weapon knowledge roll.
Despite he's on the team. Not because he's got a cute bunny. Which he will still have on him at this particular time.
Yeah.
Because you haven't done anything.
Are you endangering Mr. Fluffles by bringing him on this?
No, we already discussed this. He's not going to bring him.
Yeah, he's going in the room.
He's going in the room, but you will have him on him right now. Mr. Fluffles is just looking at the Doom Melon like this. Exactly like this.
No.
Oh, the cage is electrified.
He'll find a way through.
Just opens his mouth slightly, and there's just this spinning circle of teeth, and then there's another spinning circle going there. You seen the intro to Rick and Morty? That spinning mouth thing, it's just like... That may not be canon, and it might just be a joke.
May or may not. 29 on the spiritualness.
Yeah, you know, maybe then you could use the sword to slash the way open to the thing you see. Like, never could do the thing. It's a possibility.
It might...
But usually weapons like this are pure evil.
Well, that's even what the plot kind of speculates based on.
This is actually goodness taken to the extreme where good becomes evil. Like if a Templar or a Paladin was in charge of anything ever. Charlemagne. Sorry, Shaman. That's the correct way of saying that.
But you're not.
You're not a paladin.
Nope.
I did say Templar.
Yeah.
I'm sick of your sassing me about these things. Now get up upstairs and brush those dishes with your teeth before I fill your paladin nappy full of flapjacks.
I might be slightly against... it might not be a great idea, but I feel as if maybe we might be able to use it to cut a way through the thing if we can find it. It's hard to explain.
So it would not only find the rift, but you could slice open the rift with the sword?
We could but try.
That's a lot to
It's like
gamble on.
either that or maybe there'd be a spirit that can do it, but you know, I'll just throw these options out there.
I could try communicating with the spirits before we go, while holding the sword, and may reveal more. It might... Things like this are usually, forgive the pun, a double-edged sword. It can be dangerous. Spiritual weapons are often twisted for evil if used correctly, it just gets worse.
That's what the plot implies.
If we could get some...
It's my curse.
Harbinger's not supposed to show up this season.
If we could get some confirmation on this, it'd be great, because I don't like the idea of us letting down the other teams based
Sweet,
on
they don't have COVID.
a whim.
That's something I can look into. I would much prefer to have the bow of Hawkseeker for something like this, but I have yet to find it.
They got taken by some guy.
Yeah,
Some guy who likes small, slim women. He's got other problems too. Soviet.
This is a bitch hunt. I mean, damn it.
What do you think, little Seth?
There's nothing and nobody who can stop me.
Ah,
The champ is here.
It's the same voice actor. It's the same voice actor for John Cena. At least this one isn't.
You sir, no unicorn.
Might actually be Big E. I don't...
maybe we could use it at least for now, just to see if there is anything hidden in the vault.
You could try.
Pick up the sword.
Oh, okay. So the sword is behind a big sheet of glass with huge, big nut bolts set into it. And it has a security system on it,
Are
and
you, able,
like lasers going around on the inside.
are you able to turn that off? You are the master of the base.
Slave, can I turn off this security?
Define this, Master.
The sword security.
Which sword, Master?
Say
Sword revealing light.
Sword revealing light.
Very well, Master. Fortunately, that sword security system forgot about this trap card I had laid earlier.
The cold air puffs out, like frost immediately coats off the blade.
Oh,
Oh, the music goes like dun 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 dun, and plays the rest of the Deathstalker theme.
nice. Maybe just step back in case something goes horribly wrong. You never know what you're dealing with.
I won't step back. I'll
This
turn around
sword was
and
meant for Tyler.
Turn around and
move further back. I'm not stepping back because.
You move back though, so let's see.
No, I've heard.
Too late, I rolled.
He said he turned around specifically.
And then moves backward into the sword.
Oh God!
He said moves back, and if you turn around, back is that way.
Oh, I'm going home.
All right, go on. The door's not chained shut. Off you go. You won.
please don't. You're my ride home.
That's okay. We've got a couch. It folds out.
That was the other couch.
Oh, right. That actually, there's like I've fallen asleep on that thing so many times because it's a recliner couch. It's just so fucking comfortable.
You can stay the night there, but you can't move any of the stuff off.
I still need to give you some cash for fixing up that thing.
Don't worry about it.
Take care of it when I have some cash.
Once everyone is
Actually, kind of want some garlic bread.
at least out of sword reach from me, I will grab the sword.
Lift it up, take it out. It's surprisingly hefty.
Try looking through the things, the gems. Look around.
Everything sort of looks yellow.
Everything's just a bit yellow.
It's always like the vault is designed to prevent shit like this from working.
Maybe it's just a hoax, but it definitely feels special. So I was supposed to be able to see people's sins, but I don't see anything.
Are you looking at me?
Yes.
Oh,
You must be so pure.
What sins do you want to confess to the sword?
I don't
And
know.
as a meta thing, I am requiring you do this.
I actually don't have any sins per se.
You do not covet anyone's ass.
Well, Ultra Girls always. I mean, that's just obviously.
Okay, so
Slightly
you will
attracted to
see
cousin.
some lustful thoughts. Some lustful thoughts. I have to just do this while he's looking through this. Thank you.
Just swords talking to you.
It's my Veronica.
Plagiarism.
Yeah.
Just like,
Oh no!
just like think. Because it doesn't just say. But it just says you just see him like in a place and there's like some games in the cabinet. And he's just like.
Yeah, you do. That's right.
Did you steal some games at some point?
I did.
Yeah. What
Stealing
else?
is wrong, Xander.
It was in the, what?
Oh, and of course, the thing that he's most ashamed about is those brief thoughts about his cousin.
Oh my god,
That's
you
what I
were
said.
too.
I did say you're not
Yeah.
even slightly giving up your slightly
Because he
attracted
was
to
in
your
another
cousin.
No, you would too, yeah.
But though, that, to be fair, it would just be like some chick's hot body. I don't think.
I haven't-
Yeah, he wasn't
I
looking
haven't
at her
met-
face.
Yeah, and I haven't met Miranda enough to identify that body.
You only need to meet her
But I
once
do know
to
that it's
identify
not Ultra Girl's body.
That'd be, to be fair, that relationship is over.
Hmm.
So he's fine. He's
Yeah.
fine.
It's fine. Stealing is wrong, Sand.
Phantom Menace.
What do you mean?
You know what I mean.
Wrath, when he killed those guys in the slave.
Insert names of the 2 games you grabbed.
I took them from the other world.
Still wrong, I think. I think.